Survivor Michigan's first season has been a roller coaster. And whether it was challenges or strategic gameplay, these 18 players have battled it out for almost 100 days to outlast their competition.
Kara.
But I have the idol.
On the Maison tribe, it was all about loyalty. The Maison 6 took out the competition in a string of unanimous votes. But the real story was behind the scenes, with Leia and Mitch's secret relationship giving them all the information, Liz's position as the obvious bottom of the alliance, and Brittany's scope of perception on the game. There were plenty of apparent cracks that would be tested.
Hopefully he feels closer with us guys than with those girls.
The Neela tribe was a different story, forging alliances but willing to stab each other in the back in a heartbeat.
Sarah.
Wow, that's so upsetting.
Thal and Tarowski made enemies and friends alike, and the strategic duo of Akshay and Cooper felt on the bottom. But their inner turmoil was momentarily held together by Tarowski's two idols, which the Alexes would play correctly in one of the biggest moves of the season.
This isn't a secret.
Except for the fact that I'm playing with Dan.
I would like to. So.
At the merge, the 6-4 advantage for old Neela members would crumble, as Leia and Mitch concocted a foolproof plan to have Cooper and Akshay flip early. But Tarowski's last-ditch effort to sway Akshay with a fake idol resulted in an unprecedented rock draw. And now, a new Dahlin alliance was born. The Maison 4 plus Cooper would begin to pick off the old Neela members, with Thal and Liz's social game on the rise, and Tarowski's scare tactics keeping him alive. And when the time was right, the Alexes and Liz teamed up and tried to blindside the main alliance, hatching various plans to come out of the week with the best situation. However, because of Leia and Mitch's secret relationship, their greed ended up almost costing them their games. At the most hectic tribal council yet, Mitch's gut reaction couldn't let him vote out Liz yet. An idol still in Liz's pocket, the Alexes managed to become the last remaining Neela as Cooper was sent home. And in a final twist of fate, Liz played her idol on Thal, and he in turn sent her home instead of sending Tarowski to rocks.
It's Liz.
Now only 5 players remain, all with their own unique play styles and skill sets. This is the end of the line. Who will rise to the occasion?
That was definitely the hardest decision I've had to make in the game so far. It really came down to me choosing between my two closest allies. I was really never going to not make the decision I made. I know it was dramatic and there was a huge pause and everything, but Tarowski would kill me. I mean, this guy's been my best friend for years. I couldn't do that to him. It's just really tough. I really became friends with Liz, I feel like, and she trusted me so much, and she gave me her idol that night. I mean, it was just vicious of me and cruel, and I feel absolutely awful. I mean, I still feel awful. I don't even know. This game has become so much more than a game, and of course it has, but this has seriously taken an emotional toll on me. It doesn't change anything. I still want to get to the end. I still want to win. That's what I'm here for. But it's not easy. This is legit.
I mean, of course. I didn't. Tribal was awful. I tried to wait until the last possible second to announce that I would flip. They called my bluff, and I flipped. And Thal, he looks like a total asshole after Liz playing an idol on him and then him screwing her over. It doesn't look good. It really, really does not look good. This is maybe somehow the biggest hole we've been in in this entire game, which is saying something.
Screw relationships, right? Game theory's always right. Not relationships, game theory. So yeah, my major is politics, philosophy, and economics, so I have the philosophy in there.
Oh my god, that really sucks.
Thal's decision to flip was, in my opinion, utterly shocking. But now that I think of it, it really was a smart move because it saves his closest ally and the one girl that they want to bring to the end. I was telling Liz all along, I said, Liz, the Alexes are dangerous. Stop trying to defend them.
I knew Tarowski wouldn't take a 50-50 shot, and I knew Thal is Tarowski's number one. I had to take the risk break. I'm so sorry to put you through that.
Would you have actually made her go to Rock?
Yeah.
He was
really
making
sorry.
me go to Rocks. That's why I'm like to you, like I don't know what I'm doing right now.
I was so sorry.
I'm glad Brittany stuck, because once she did, I knew I was gonna send Brittany to Rocks. Because from my perspective, if Brittany or Leia goes, I'm done. My game's over. So I might as well take a 50-50 shot that one of them goes, being Brittany. She was not happy with that, because I was not budging. And the real reason I wasn't going to budge is because I couldn't send Leia home. I just don't have it in me. I will never write her name down. I'll never send her home, no matter what. If it means I lose the game, I lose the game.
So we realize the value of no one knowing.
Close with you.
Close with
You, close with me. So that's why last week we tried getting her out, pushing her social relationships, whatever you guys whatever you guys
That was
I'm super hyped. That's so not my wording. I'm super excited to be in the final 5. I think I'm so stressed out and so overwhelmed and so also proud of myself at the same time for the fact that Liz is gone, but also so stressed that it hasn't hit me that it's a pretty big accomplishment to make it all the way to the final 5. It's a pretty big deal making it here.
All right, you guys ready to get to today's immunity challenge?
Yes.
All right, Mitch, can I ask for a back? All right. Today, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, we have a combination physical and memory challenge. All of you have been given a whiteboard. You will all together run out, and at the specified locations, whether it is a orange cone or a light, you record down the number of objects at that station. Trick is, you'll be leaving your whiteboards here with me, so you will only be able to record the number of objects when you come back. Once you have all of the numbers on your whiteboard, you can show them to me, and I will either say yes or no if it is correct. If you get it correct, you win immunity. If not, you gotta go back and see if you messed any of the numbers up. Okay. All right, survivors ready. Go! Pick it up and move it if you want. You don't have to stand there and write it.
Just right.
No, it is not correct. One or more things are wrong.
What?
One or more things are wrong.
I think we should just do each of us do half and half. No, but where's the line?
Oh, fuck. Oh, this 20.
No, one or more things are incorrect.
And on my side. Starts here. Yeah.
Can you not block off everything?
Yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Tarowski has won individual immunity!
Did he actually already get it?
Safe from the vote as an automatic place in the Final Four.
What the fuck? What'd you get on the
Let's fucking go, George. Give me a high five.
Come on.
The camera can't say give me a high five.
Yes! Congratulations. Alright, Tarowski, come claim your prize.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Tarowski is safe from the vote this week, has an automatic spot in the Final Four. The rest of you, one of you, will become the next member of the jury, Survivor Michigan and Victor's Valiant. Remember stuff? I don't know.
That's good.
Really needed that one. Jesus.
Late Tuesday, yeah. I'm gonna go give this to Cooper Claire so you can.
Right after the vote, I knew that I was totally fucked unless I won immunity. Like there's no doubt in my mind that they're voting me out unless I win, and I won. Thal is the one that got me into Survivor in the first place a few years ago, and with this game, it's kind of taken over our lives. It's like every conversation we have, this game has snuck its way in. It's something like a really unique experience that we can share during our last year in college together. And so if he gets voted out, it's just going to be really tough to have to keep going on without him.
As always, I would love to talk. So, yeah.
Good job on my
That's the first time one of our plans have
Our plan worked!
It worked!
Oh my god! All we have to do is avoid an idol, and we make Final Four, and then we just have to beat Tarowski. That's it. The reason they put their votes on you is because they don't know we're close, and they thought I'd be willing to get rid of you. That's why they had, oh my, okay, so we weren't the only ones with a secret alliance, apparently. Right?
We outplayed them.
We outplayed them. Oh my god! That was crazy! Wow, I'm so happy.
I'm really scared of what would have happened. What would have happened next week? One of us would have gone.
I don't know if those three are they that tight of a three? They're all good players. If they don't think we're good players, then maybe they'd want to work with us, or one of them would. Final Five. If I came into this game saying we'd be Final Five, I'd still really be happy with that.
Just so you know, I'm gonna play it to Brittany this week, like it's our decision, and then we're just gonna come to the decision to vote with you. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Please, for the love of God.
Oh my God, you have 100%. If it comes down to it, I will say I am literally not voting.
But she could just go with them and vote me.
Which is why I told you I want her, if she does want to, I want her to tell me if she does want to vote you.
Yeah.
That's all I meant.
I hope. Why would she want to vote me out?
There's no reason. And I will explain it to her. And after this week, she'll trust me.
Okay, so I don't even know where to begin, or if there's anything we can even talk about.
Well, I mean, I was happy he won. It's obviously better than any of the other three winning, and you know, we helped each other out. We gave each other a couple numbers in the midst of the challenge. One of us needed to win. That was for sure.
Do you want to sit with Trotsky at the end? Like, regardless of who's sitting there, like, do you want to sit with Trotsky? My thing is just, isn't it dangerous if you take him because you could split votes amongst your, like, friends, and then, like, the people who weren't friends with you, all 4 of them could go to meet Mitch or Brittany?
I mean, at this point, it's really hard to even think about, like, moves to be made. I've just been lying for so long and just keep getting caught in these lies, and things haven't been working out at all. And I've had to just, like, betray people in, like, really kind of hurtful ways. And it's hard to, like, get in the mode of strategy. And a big part of me just doesn't want to do strategy anymore. Like, I'm sick of lying, and I'm sick of, like, telling these people over and over again. That being said, I have to. I'm here, and I would sincerely regret it if I just gave up.
At this point, I like you all as people. Like, it's not like I'm like rooting for someone.
Yeah, I definitely think that after talking to people, I have a different opinion of what constitutes a good game. But I don't think things personally.
Yeah.
I never take. No, I really. I think I fundamentally disagree with a lot of people on what constitutes a good game. Because to me, just like playing a good game does have like a component of like honor to it, but as long as you're consistently honorable to someone, then to me that's
so that's respectable, being consistently honorable to someone, to at least one person. Don't you have that with Mitch? I just feel like you're not voting against Mitch, and that you guys are way too close, and that it's like that was never gonna happen.
After this week,
I mean, it's so easy for you guys to vote me out. It's so simple and easy and obvious, and it's like pretty certain that's what's happening here. I'm talking to you once, and I'm talking to Brittany once, and that's like the whole game plan I have.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, man?
How was last night? What did you think?
Well, it wasn't as good as I had hoped.
Do you want to kind of quit? I kind of know what happened, but from what I presume, there was a secret alliance between Thal and Liz. And
yeah, apparently.
Ultimately, this week comes down to sticking to voting Thal and hoping there's not an idol played. Brittany, from our perspective, just can't flip on us. If she does, me and Leia are screwed no matter what, regardless of it. They don't need an idol. If Brittany goes and works with the Alexes, there's nothing we could do, and I think it would be an incredibly idiotic move, especially because she has no better shot of beating the Alexes than she does us, and she will just have then betrayed our loyalty, and no way she would get a vote on the jury from us. If you guys have an idol between you, I'm trying to think if there's any reason for you not to tell us. Some of the conversations that Leia and I have strategically decided to have are talking individually with Tarowski and with Thal. Hopefully it creates some animosity between the two of them, and then they either don't play an idol for Thal, or they send Brittany home, assuming that me and Leia are not on the same page.
So, let's say I put my vote on Leia. Leia presumably put her vote on me, and then you guys two could choose who you wanted to go home.
Right. Yeah, I mean, do you think that Leia would vote for you?
I think she could. Absolutely.
I guess she could. If you're going to vote for her, then maybe.
Yeah.
Tarowski, I mean, you know, on the one hand, he did such a good job of working with Thal to rope in Liz. I mean, that was brilliant what they did to get Thal to have a secret alliance with Liz, and then to have Tarowski presumably know about that secret alliance so that they could ultimately flip on her if need be. But at the same time, every vote, every week is just not going his way. So you say, like, yes, on one hand, he's surviving, but he's not thriving. And I want to vote for the player at the end who really was just ahead of the game all the time. And if you look at it from the jury's perspective, that's Leia and I.
No, I mean, it's been fun playing with and against you, and I'll definitely think about this week.
Right, yeah, I definitely have to play a few more scenarios in my mind.
I think I can beat Leia in the end. This isn't a popularity contest. If this was Homecoming King, you know, I'm not winning. The Ross kid from Chicago is not going to win Survivor on a popularity. I came into this game knowing that if I was going to win, it was going to be based on my strategy, based on my gameplay. It's so tough because I know for a fact there's no alliance in this game stronger than us. I know for a fact. Yes, I may not beat her in the end, but I would feel so guilty if I lost to an Alex and prevented either of us from winning.
Have you guys all met up to talk about it? Yeah. I also talked to Leia earlier today, and I was trying to give her the same pitch on the other side. You know, you should be trying to vote out Mitch right now. But Leia is weird. She just is not thinking on the same page as the rest of us. Like, she wants to go to the final 3 with me and Thal. It's just her logic was just so twisted and so contradictory, and she was obviously lying to me the whole time. And if Leia's voting for Thal and Mitch is voting for Thal, then Brittany is our only shot, and she's the only one I haven't spoken to yet.
Pass is the pass. I'm not like Tim. I'm not, because he's really screwed me over.
Yeah.
I think he screwed me more than anyone. I know like Liz is mad at him because obviously.
Yeah,
Idol.
that was ruthless.
Okay, that was pretty like give you an idol in that. But I still think he screwed me. Like he's messed with me more than
He screwed a lot of people.
So I'm just like Tim. I'm not holding that against you. Now I'm literally like gonna vote with who I want to be with. I've sat at my apartment for 2 days now instead of studying, like thinking through all the scenarios. And what it comes down to is who I think I have the best chance to win against. I have the best chance either with 2 Neela or 2 Maison. If I'm with the Alexes, I would get them to vote out Mitch, but then I guess we would have to vote out Leia after that. I don't know how I would do that emotionally. I really considered this. I've put so many hours, like I've just sat on my couch and on my bed thinking about this. And I have a chance against them in the fact that on the jury would be 3 Maison and I might get their votes, and then the rest of the people could split between the Alexes. Just, I've put so many hours into this, I can't even explain my thoughts in 1 minute.
Whether this is reality or not, the perception is that you are being totally dragged along in this alliance. The only shot you have is to take Thal and I, because you've been talking about this whole game how you've wanted to make a big move. This could be your move. Being the final Maison, turning on them, the people that have dragged you and talked down to you and been condescending to you forever. This is your time, Brittany.
First of all, we texted about this and talked briefly after Tribal, but I do owe you an apology and an explanation for last week. I realized that was a second chance, and I completely spoiled that. Best thing I can do, I think the only move I have left is literally try to convince Brittany to spare me. She has been wanting to work with me for weeks, and I have repeatedly lied to her and not followed through with any of her plans. Me not going with those plans wasn't me like thinking like, oh, I'm better than you or something like that. It was, if anything, like if I wasn't like lying the way I was, then I would have been like I thought you would have seen through me. The good news is that she's like a really nice person and a really forgiving person, and she seems to have forgiven me. She knows it's a game. I think her and I have somewhat of a connection in a way that, and I think she feels respected by me in a way that she doesn't feel respected by a lot of the Maison people. All I can do is come to her as a human being, as this guy she's wanted to work with forever, and be like, let's do it. This is all I have, and just pure desperation. You are all I have. There's no other move to be made. There's no more lies to tell. Can you vote with me? Can you save me here? I am like so desperate for your vote right now. I have nothing else in the game. I will promise you whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want next time. That's all I have
weird
left.
that, like, part of me almost, I can't say this out loud. Part of me, like, doesn't, like, fully know what I want tonight.
If she goes to the end with Mitch and Leia, I seriously don't think she has much of a chance. But I think she certainly has more of a chance by making a move, by doing something, by differentiating herself as an actual player. She doesn't get any of those, she doesn't get any credit for anything she's done in this game, and she's not going to by the jury. And if she's up against Leia and Mitch in particular, they're going to rip her apart at the final 3. But, you know, she's smart and she's going to come to her own conclusions. And so a lot of it is I have to be subtly trying to get her to vote with me on an emotional level. You know, it's not manipulation, it's just be the person that I've been this whole game. Just nice, respectful. It's going to come down to what she wants to do. And she might not even make that decision until she's in the voting booth, seriously. I'm holding on hope. I'm holding on to the hope, for real. Like, I need this. I want this really badly, and I think I've done all that I can this week to make sure it happens.
I've been super undecided this entire time. Like, I've been so over the place. I went to bed last night thinking Thal, and then I woke up this morning thinking not to vote out Thal. After my meeting with Thal, I was super conflicted.
The reason why Brittany might flip is if she feels like me, Leia, Liz on the jury will vote for her over one of the Alexes. Now, that's not true. My vote is going to go to the player who played the best game, and I think she would just be so disloyal, unnecessarily disloyal, considering I just don't see how she wins the game against any of us. That's her call. It's her call. She has the power. Leia and I are sticking together. The Alexes are sticking together. It's up to Brittany.
And like, this doesn't normally happen in Survivor where someone's in the position to decide who they want to go with. And so I've been like super overwhelmed for the past 48 hours. Like, I literally can decide right now. But the reason I'm in this spot to decide is because how they all perceive me. So like, it's not that great of a spot, but I get to choose who I'm going to the end with.
Going into this vote tonight, it's a crapshoot like no other. It's going to come down to one vote.
Dude, we have a problem.
What's wrong?
These diapers don't fit.
Oh my
Look,
god.
I think there's
diapers?
Yeah, I think they go this way, but like, obviously it just doesn't fit around.
Just pee before the challenge starts.
But what about during the challenge, dude? This thing could go on all night. I had to get a pack of 21. That was the smallest size I got.
Diapers?
If we need diapers like 10 other times, we're set, dude.
It has been sincerely like one of the biggest joys of my college experience playing this game and playing it with my best friend Alex Tarowski here. Like, in a lot of ways we've been married for the past 3 months, like battling our way through like the first 3 months of life or something, and it's sincerely like, it's been great. I'll never forget it, and I love you.
I love you too, dude. And dude, it isn't over. I promise you it isn't over, alright? You know how many holes we've been in?
We've been in some big ones.
We've been in some big ones. This happens to be the biggest one.
By far.
I wish I had more to say. But it's not looking good. Oh, fuck, Brittany. We need you, girl.
We'll now bring in the jury. Kara, Angela, Akshay, Cooper, and Liz. Voted out at the last tribal council. Alright, it's the final 5, and after last week's tribal council, seems pretty clear cut. It looks like Brittany, Mitch, Leia, you guys took a shot, and it looks like the Alexes are on the bottom. Brittany, are there talks about threats for who could win the game? We're very, very close to the end here, and there's a possibility that one of you 3 are going to be sitting next to very big threats in the end. Is this the opportunity to take out a big threat?
Yeah, it's definitely the time, like, to take out whoever you think you won't win against in the end. So I think definitely thinking in terms of the end right now, not in terms of as much of a trust thing anymore.
Tarowski, as your cocoon state kind of reveals, it seems that you're kind of being quiet right now. Is there a reason for it, or do you have an agenda this week?
There's not much for me to say because I'm immune. If I wasn't, I would be saying a lot more probably. I'll leave it.
Leia, Brittany obviously brings up the fact that it's not about trust anymore. It is about who can win the game. Does that raise any red flags for you?
We got comeback kids sitting here.
now there isn't much else to talk about considering there's a lot of loyalties that have gone 100 odd days in this game. But if anybody has anything else they want to say before we get to the votes, I will let them speak now.
I guess I just want to say that it's been really fun playing with everybody. Like, for real. It's been really difficult at points, but I've had a great time. And I know you and I have not been really on the same page for a little while, but like...
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, well, on that note, it is time to get to the final 5 vote. Tarowski is immune. No votes can be going his way this week. Everyone else is eligible. Tarowski, you're up first. It's gold. Let's make it quick. Alright, I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity, now would be the last time to play it. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council here immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Mitch. One vote, Mitch. Thal. One vote, Mitch. One vote, Thal. Thal. 2 votes, Thal. 1 vote, Mitch. Mitch. 2 votes Thal, 2 vote Mitch, 1 vote left. Thal. Thal, that's enough. Grab your torch.
It doesn't even, like, it doesn't feel real right now. Like, it just feels like this is a stupid college survivor game, and there's so many more important things going on in the world, but, like, you have your passions, like, I don't know why, but I love Survivor so fucking much. I'm pulling for Tarowski, obviously. That guy is seriously one of the best people I've ever met. I love him to death. I really hope he wins for the both of us. Fucking 5th place.
Guys, welcome to the final immunity challenge of the season. You guys ready to get to it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright, first things first. Tarowski, you gotta take it back. Alright, for the final time, immunity back up for grabs. Today's challenge, very simple, Survivor Classic. We are here next to the great Bo Schembechler. What better way to end the season? A simple challenge. You will all stand on this platform and touch Bo with one hand. Last person holding on to Bo wins the challenge. You cannot switch hands. You cannot use any other body part in replace of that hand. Once you choose a hand, that's the hand you're using for the rest of the night. Alright, everybody good? Alright, I'm going to count down from 5. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're in it. Good luck.
Believe it or not, there's more.
I'm not even kidding.
Oh, now the cat's out of the bag, I'll tell you guys. So, the very first vote, we voted out Sarah, who there were suspicions that ended up being untrue, that Sarah and Angela were friends before the game.
They walked in together.
Yeah, because they walked in together. And me and Paul, really tried to push that narrative that they knew each other. And it was funny for us because we really knew each other.
Will you explain the extent of you guys now?
He doesn't want to.
Yeah, I don't think I should until after the game.
He's voting for you. He literally told me today I'm voting for you, so it's fine. Yeah. Liz, tonight, you saw how hard she was praying for him to go home? She was
Really?
on the jury, going nuts.
So I'm gonna retell. We're retelling funny moments from the season.
Say your reaction, then I'll say
So
my reaction.
Mitch texts the group chat of the 3 girls and the 3 guys who were aligned on Maison, and the way it was phrased was just so stupid. It looked like such a line. He was like, "All right, he was like, "All right, boys, I hope I said, "All right, guys, I hope Nikhil sides with us and not those girls tonight, right? Those girls tonight."
Alright, it's officially been 1 hour of you guys standing here. And so I have an opportunity for all of you. The first person to take their hand off of Bo, the first person to do so will get the opportunity that I have in my bag right now. I'm not showing you what it is. The first person to do so will get it.
They have to do it right now, or if the first person...
You have 5 minutes to do so. First person to take it off gets it. If someone takes their hand off afterwards, they do not get it. 5 minutes starting now.
So in order to get it, we have to go the next 5 minutes.
Yep.
I'm not winning the challenge, guys. I'm not winning the challenge. It's not happening.
Okay.
You feel
Can we
good,
ask
Mitch?
if there's more opportunities?
Nope.
Mitch, do you feel good?
Yeah. I may have to pee over the side, but that's okay.
But
No, I feel good.
but you guys will definitely be here past midnight.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not.
All right, Leia has dropped out of the challenge. Cannot win immunity, but has won the opportunity, and I will get to that right now. Your opportunity? Bag of thin pretzels.
Oh, I love those.
So, is it for you? Oh, that's it. That is her opportunity. She's received a thin bag of pretzels. Unopened. They are unopened. Yeah, that is correct.
There's nothing
Oh, I
inside.
love it.
Yeah, tell me about how you.
No, I might not be here for a while longer.
I need to say some stories. I'll be here forever.
I'm waiting. I'm ready to hear.
brought.
There's ice underneath your foot, Mitch.
What do you want me to say?
Mitch, you want my spot?
Leia is inspecting and making sure
There's
there's
ice
no ice.
here.
Did you bring anything for that?
Yeah, I spilled the
No,
water.
Yeah, you brought more hand warmers because there's no
Is
way
it
there's still
below
warm.
32?
Oh my god.
It's not even that cold, honestly. Like, this is... Trask Kitty, no help.
Nope.
Your hand warmer's still warm.
These, I can see how many are in my bag.
Are you not offering them to him?
I don't know how many I have.
That's savage. I love it.
He's right. I believe he's writing my name down. I
just won't go the whole night. So like, I feel like I might as well go to bed. But like, within myself, can I actually like? I'm not even cold yet.
I know. Me
So
neither.
like, within myself, I don't want to let go. Like, it's a little silly to just hang out. There's no point in me continuing on, but within myself, it's like you are losing like the final 3 challenge. So it's just like hard. But I just like never. You don't think you're actually gonna make the final 4 challenge and to actually make it and then actually leave it. I think Leia just she didn't like. It wasn't as dramatic for her, but I guess I just it's still sad at the same time. Okay.
And there she goes.
So bad.
Brittany out of the immunity challenge. Is now down to Tarowski and Mitch. Brittany, you lasted 3 hours. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm still filming every conversation I have. But, that's not
Seriously?
Oh my god. It's like go real slow, real slow.
I don't know if George is gonna like this, but
Hey George.
is Tarowski still there? Is he in the back?
Oh.
Can I come in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Try.
Sure.
What? No,
Shut the window. Shut the window. Shut the window. Shut the window right now.
Shut the window.
Are you recording? What?
Yeah, you still want us filming, right?
We're having
Ponderosa
fun.
videos?
I'll propose a deal.
Okay.
You step down. They're gonna vote you. I'll put my vote on Leia. And you guys could fight it out at the final immunity for a challenge.
And you would definitely do that?
Yeah.
And
because the reason I'd have to do it is because it would look so bad from the jury's perspective if I just did that. I just said that to you and it was just a blatant lie. I wanted so bad to sit in the final. I know you do too. But I think this is at least better odds than the start of the night.
right.
You know, because I actually thought of this right on the spot when she walked away. I'm like, okay, we both don't want to be here forever. Regardless, it's been fun standing out here with you.
Yeah, you too. It's the most time we've spent
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Usually our conversations are just what happened at last rival, and that's it.
Please save me.
You please save me.
I'll buy you a hot chocolate after too. I'll sweeten the deal.
Don't screw me, dude.
I would never, ever in a million years, ever. Leia won't be happy with me, I promise you that. I would never, ever do that. I couldn't sleep with myself. It's on film. My family's gonna watch this video. No. Easy.
You got a deal.
We got a deal. And like that, Tarowski is out of the challenge, and Mitch has won immunity and secured himself a spot in the final 3.
Yes. Hopefully we're sitting next to each other.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. All right.
Well,
All right.
in the meantime, Mitch, come grab individual immunity.
Oh, yes, Jeffrey. Georgie. I called you Jeffrey as in
Wow.
Jeff from The Host.
Well, it's an honor to be called Jeff. Hopefully it's an honor for you to make it this far.
It is.
Final 3, that's it for your game. Not done for you, Tarowski, Leia, or Brittany. One of them will be voted off. Mitch, you are safe. Grab your stuff, head on out. I'm sure you need a well-deserved rest.
Yeah.
Nice job, one.
Nice job.
Little underslept. Went to bed at about 5 in the morning yesterday. Just pretty tired.
I'm confused. The words never match my mouth. Mitch called you up and was like, I'm giving immunity to Tarowski?
Yes, vote me.
I was willing. I offered to Leia to give Tarowski my immunity and have her and Brittany vote me out, because I feel like I want me or her to win so badly that I think she has a better shot at beating Tarowski than I do in the end. But she doesn't want to.
Why is he sending himself home? Because he thinks I have a better chance against Tarowski.
But, like, why isn't he going to the end? That makes...
Because he thinks we'll lose no matter what.
This is
I'm
my
just
ideal
very
final.
confused, like, what's going on. Like,
How much have you told her?
I don't...
Try to tell her everything.
I mean, will you just say from your mouth? Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand that you want to go home.
I mean, about us or about this week?
So it turns out that him and Leia have a secret relationship. So if you thought that Liz and Thal was the only secret relation in this game, no. There was Liz and Thal was secret, Leia and Mitch was secret. Who's gonna be the secret relationship next? Like, who am I gonna find out about next?
Tarowski didn't win immunity. You did. And I want to go up against him, and
I don't understand. So I don't understand. You want to go home? Like, that's what doesn't make sense to me. That's where I feel like I'm missing a piece here. Because even though
Or you're not missing a piece.
maybe I'm not on this friendship level, but like I know how into this game you are. Like I literally have watched you like call your mom up like every single time. Like I know this like vulnerable side of you that other people don't. Like I've seen like after I won immunity, the memory challenge. Like I saw how upset you were, and like I'm just like he really cares about this game. Like the week you thought you were going from there.
It's
And I just-
coming
that's
out
why
of a place
nothing-
of wanting one of us to win and not Tarowski.
So why won't you send Tarowski home?
I gave him my word last night. I mean,
That's
You've
the
given
part.
a lot of people. I just,
well, I've given 2 people my word, Leia and him. And that was the dilemma I got myself into.
but you just feel like you can't go back on your word with him because for me, pretending I'm on the jury here for
No,
whatever
listen, I'm the
reason.
most hated person in the world.
Like, emotions have been really high. I've kept my emotions in check, but now all of a sudden other people's emotions are coming out. It's pretty upset he made that deal because I thought that Tarowski was going to drop. He wasn't just that warm. But yeah, he obviously made a deal that he would vote Leia with Tarowski.
The ideal is I go to a competition and beat Tarowski. This conversation is happening because he doesn't want to risk. If Tarowski wins, he will win the game. Do you agree with that?
I mean,
These people! Like, why can't Survivor, but man.
I made a mistake. But that's the game.
Yeah, it's pretty devastating having to go on without Fall. For months we have planned to go to the very end together, and it just kind of sucks that it didn't work out that way. I would not have accepted Mitch's deal if I wasn't 100% sure he was being sincere. That dude was looking me dead in the eye and told me that he would vote for Leia with me. And I feel comfortable that he's going to hold his word. And if he doesn't, shame on me, but I think he's going to.
right, I will now bring in the members of the jury. Kara, Angela, Akshay, Cooper, Liz, voted out at the last tribal council fall. Well, we had a long challenge this week, and in the end, Mitch, you did secure your spot in the final 3 by winning the challenge, staying on Bo Schembechler for 4 straight hours. How does it feel, and did you think you were going to get it?
It was cold. I had to make a deal with Tarowski in order for it to end after I think it was probably like 4.5 hours or so. And the deal was that I would put my vote on Leia with him, forcing a tie. So him and Leia would go up against each other in a final challenge. And it was one of the biggest mistakes I think I've made in this game. Because I meant every word of it, and I'm not changing my mind about where my vote's going yet. But I had made a same promise to Leia in this game to take her to the final 3 as well, and I didn't think it through, and they conflicted. And I was cold and tired, and since the Liz vote, I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, partially because of that, and partially because I'm on my 3rd round of antibiotics from a sinus infection I got from the cinnamon challenge in week 3, which is crazy, and I'm not getting a lot of sleep, and so I made a bonehead decision. And Leia is somebody I've played this game with since day 1. I would no doubt say she is my closest ally by far.
Obviously, we've talked to Brittany today. Mitch and I have been playing this game together since day 1, and we've been through a lot together. And so this week, when we did the challenge together yesterday, like, I put a lot of pressure on him. I didn't think I could beat Tarowski. I really didn't. And so I gave him my snow pants. I gave him boots. I gave him hand warmers. I gave him hand warmers, and I didn't get Tarowski hand warmers. And honestly, like that was strategy to me. Like, I hope you guys know that I knew that if you won, that like the plan with me and Mitch is that we would go up against each other in a challenge, because we know, like, if the 2 of us go and we're like fighting over votes, and you.
So Tarowski, when you're hanging on to Bo Schembechler and you're standing there with Mitch and he gives you this pitch, do you believe what he's saying?
I did believe what he was saying. I wouldn't have accepted it if I didn't fully believe. He looked me dead in the eye and told me that he was going to vote for Leia with me. And I fully expect him to keep his word. And I think he will.
There's one scenario where I don't keep my word, and I've talked about this with Leia, because I want one of us to win the game so badly, and I think she may have a better shot in the end than me, and I considered giving Tarowski my necklace tonight.
He's selling himself short. He insisted upon it.
I basically hosted a therapy session with the 2 of them.
The only reason he's not doing it is not because I told him not to give. He was going to give you the necklace. He wanted us to vote him off. The only reason he's not doing it is because Brittany told him, not me.
Brittany, talk about that therapy session. What happened?
And finding out about Mitch and Leia, like, from the beginning on Early Maison, I actually knew that they were talking. So finding out today about their plans, I just was not. I also just know within Mitch how much he loves this game, and I just really didn't want him to do that.
2 deals with 2 separate people, and this is your final out. Do you think Leia will respect what you do tonight?
100%. You know that I will.
Ultimately, like, every decision we've made in this game is going to be together, and we have decided to let the challenge go on.
Alright, well, it looks like a lot of things are set in stone, so let's get to the vote. Brittany, you're up first.
I really hope you can win this challenge, Leia, and we can have a Maison Final 3. I'm rooting for you, Tarowski, so Leia can hopefully battle it out with you.
Playing this game, being who I am. I never back down from a fight. Let's fucking go, man.
Leia,
You can keep your hands nice and warm on the jury.
Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Here we go. Tarowski. One vote Tarowski. 17th vote. Leia. One vote Tarowski, one vote Leia. Tarowski. Two votes Tarowski, one vote Leia. Alright, the rules of Survivor state that there is no revote in a Final Four scenario. So we are going to go to a tiebreaker. Tarowski, Leia, you will get a whiteboard. I will ask a series of questions. Each answer will be in the form of a previous player in the game, or a player still in the game. There will be 9 questions. After 9 questions, if you are both still in, we'll go to a 10th. Anyone who gets a name or question wrong will instantly be eliminated from the game. You must continue to get each question right, or you are out. You guys understand? Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Question number 1. Who was the 7th person voted out of the game? All right. 3, 2, 1, reveal. What does that say? Cam? The answer is Cam. Both of you move on. Second question. Who is the final player drafted at the swap excluding Kara? All right. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Answer, Angela. Leia, I'm sorry. That's it. Go grab your torch. Leia, try this one.
Had to go up against it tonight. We absolutely made the right decision. I guess I went too quickly. I should have thought through it that it had to be a Neela person. I wish I had won, but that said, I'm going to try my best to advocate for Mitch. And I played this game being who I wanted to be, and you know, like maybe people will say like it doesn't matter who you are, like this is just a stupid game. You should play to win, but that's just not who I am. Like I was always going to play like being who I was, and I did that, and I'm really proud of myself. So it's been a fun ride.
I have no regrets about putting Leia's name down and sending her to a challenge because she has no regrets about it. Everything we did in this game, we did together. Every decision we made was unanimous. We always consulted each other. We talked through everything. And while it's debatable whether me putting her in that position was a good move or not, ultimately it happened and we worked it out and we talked and ultimately we came to the agreement that it would be best for her to go up in that challenge. Survivor's unpredictable, and just because you're a good player doesn't mean you make it to the end, and just because you're a bad player doesn't mean you get voted out early. So, I always had reasonable expectations, even if I seemed confident and all of that. Like, I knew that the road would be tough, but I put myself in a position in this game where I was in a lot of control, a lot of power, and I maneuvered my way here, and I'm really happy to be here. It's been a roller coaster of a journey. Definitely some highs, definitely some lows. But it's been a wonderful experience. I've learned so much about myself and about how to interact with others and about how to manage emotions and about how to compete. And, you know, I take a lot of life lessons I take away, but I'm just proud of the game I played. I wouldn't change a thing. It was a really, really great experience.
I took way more bullets than I thought I was going to. I got to the finish line limping and bloody, but I'm here. I played a game that was in everyone's face. I was public enemy number 1 for the majority of the post-merge, and every time I was able to find a way. I always envisioned myself getting to the end with Thal, but it didn't work out like that. It does suck. I would prefer him to be to the end, but also, you know, I definitely have a better shot at winning without him sitting next to me, so I can't complain about that. Going into this season, you know, Thal and I are obsessed with this stupid show. And I really just wanted to have fun with this, be crazy, make a name for myself. And I think I've done all of that. I've played the game I wanted to play. And to win, to potentially win, on top of all that, is just really rewarding and really satisfying.
Like, I think I'm most proud of just doing everything, like sticking to my morals, like literally not having any enemies at all, and like just enjoying myself. I mean, it wasn't enjoyable the last few weeks, but I think I really did have a good time overall. I was just like simply a human being, and I was nice to everyone. I was genuine and sincere. I didn't like make fake deals. I didn't do things that were just unnecessary, and I was real with everyone, and everyone could trust me. This is gonna sound cheesy, but like I actually did learn a lot about myself and my family. If you put this in, it's just gonna laugh, because people who like aren't in this game don't realize until you're like in the game, and then you realize that you do learn things. And what did I learn? No, I think it really helped with my confidence in this game, because when people like portrayed me as whatever they were portraying me as like post-marriage, like it affected my confidence a bit, just because I think it stemmed from my personality and just being quieter. But I think I just continued to fight throughout the rest of the game in order to get here. Love Survivor so much, and to be able to like play like in my favorite thing of all time, not my favorite TV show, just Survivor's my thing, and to be able to do that at my own school to end my senior year of college was just such a great experience overall.
All right, I will now bring in the jury. Alright guys, welcome to the final Tribal Council of the season. The interesting thing about the game of Survivor is, although you three have been playing the game for 100 days now and have made it to this point in the game now turns to the jury. Each of them will cast a vote for the person they want to see win this game, Survivor Michigan Victor's Valiant. Before we get to that, all of you will be given a chance to plead your case for why you think you deserve to win. We will have opening statements. After that, we will have questions from each of the jury members, where they will have free reign to ask you either questions or just give statements. Afterwards, you will be given the opportunity to have a final statement, and then we will get to the vote. Ready? All right. First, we will start with Mitch.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to start by first congratulating you guys, because, you know, I'm really, really proud to say I'm sitting up here with you, and you both 100% deserve to be here. When I started this, it was just a club for me. I came in wanting just to have a good time, meet people, fill my senior year, because I didn't really want to take classes that seriously. It became less of a club and more of a game, and I felt myself getting more wrapped into it. more involved with, when Matthew and Cam went out, when Lavana went out, it became more real. I never wanted there to be ill will toward me as a person after the game or outside of the game. And if there is, which I know there is for a lot of people, I'm really, really from the bottom of my heart sorry. I'm not going to beat myself up any more than I already have. And I still love this game so much. I've been a fan for my whole life. I've been to a tribal council every week since week 3, which tied with Brittany is the most out of anybody in the game. I've had my name only written down twice on 2 throwaway votes 2 weeks ago, and I've been on the right side of every single vote in the game. I won 3 individual immunities, which is more than anybody in the game, and nearly half of the individual immunities. And while all these were great, ultimately the core of my game came down to my secret alliance with Leia. We talked about everything together, and it put me in a position where it was very difficult for me to get blindsided, and it gave me a lot of information. Did I use all the information right all the time? No, I'm not perfect. I hope you guys just vote for the best player, because then win or lose, none of us can have any regrets. Thank you.
All right, Brittany, you're up next.
Okay, so I just want to not only congratulate you guys, but I actually just first wanted to thank George and Claire, because I think I haven't really gotten a chance to thank you guys just for creating this, because I'm a huge, huge super fan of Survivor, which hasn't come out as much yet. Basically, my Nan and I have together watched every single episode of every single season since it aired when I was 3. So my first memories of Survivor is like scooping falling in the fire, when I was like 4 years old. And going into this game, I really had like 0 confidence in myself that I would win a challenge. And it turns out that I won 2, which is almost as many as Mitch did. We had the most challenge wins together, the 2 of us. But I really, like, first day when I looked at all of you guys, I'm like, wow, they're so athletic. Like, I will not win a challenge, and I need to base it on my social game. And that's exactly what I did. So going into the merge, though, I mean, that's obviously the main part of this game, and I honestly felt alone. I didn't have Matthew anymore, and I know I had Liz and Leia and Mitch, but to me, from my perspective, not knowing you 2 were together, from my perspective, Liz had Mitch and Leia had Cooper, and I really felt alone, and I didn't have anyone in this game I could trust, and I didn't know what to do besides stick with them. We got through that first tribal. After that, I was immune, but I campaigned so hard to vote this dude out, because I knew if we didn't vote him out, he would be sitting here right now. Here he is. Also on Maison, I campaigned for weeks and weeks to get this guy out. He's sitting here too, which clearly goes to show that people just were never interested in listening to me. Like, I played this game just wanting to be myself and wanting to have as strong of a social game as I possibly could, knowing that there were so many strategic people. I didn't betray anyone in this game besides Liz, my closest ally. Besides that, like, I really didn't betray anyone. Like, I really didn't lie unless it was absolutely necessary, and that's like with all I think I was showing you. I was just genuine, and I was myself, and I was a human, and that's how I wanted to play. I wanted to stick to my morals, and in Survivor, you can have these huge characters like Tony, who are just crazy and lying every second, or you can just be yourself, like how Michelle won Blood vs. Water 2, because I thought by forming genuine relationships with people, it would get me to where I am now. I think that's it for me. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Tresky, go.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say that as stressful and time-consuming and crazy this game was, I had a blast. And I will, as nerdy and stupid as this game is, I will always remember this experience as one of the defining parts of my senior year of college. 18 times my name was written down, and I'm still here. Every single vote I had to fight for my spot in the next round, and every single vote I was able to find the tiniest of cracks to sneak into in order to save myself. I see my game as very versatile. There was a point where I was the kingpin. I had 2 idols, I used them both correctly. I saved all the Neelas, and we had a majority going into the merge, and then there was also, for the majority of the post-merge, where I was public enemy #1, and all of you wanted me out. And through it all, I was able to adapt to the situation at hand every time, and I was always able to find a way. If you're looking for big moves, no one in this game made bigger moves than my idol plays and my fake idol play. And if you're also looking for subtle, under-the-radar strategy, I also had plenty of that I would love to share with you guys. And I think that the fact that I was able to balance both of those ways of playing just makes my game more impressive.
All right, thank you three. We'll now turn to the jury. They will ask you questions one by one. I will go down the order of elimination and we will bring them up right now. Gara, you're up first.
So my question is actually for you, Mitch. I'm actually going a little bit off dialogue just because of what you said in your original statement. You said that you got really competitive after the merge, which I think it struck me interesting because I didn't have like really any interaction with you after the merge. So I feel like I'm more curious how you think that happened after the merge, and yet you still managed to not make many social connections on the jury except for, like, of course, your secret alliance.
That's a great. First of all, I wanted to just address something with you personally.
Yeah.
Because at a challenge, I know you know what I'm referring to.
I do. I got you.
I said I can't believe I lost to a girl on crutches.
Yeah.
And I've talked with Leia and Brittany about this. 100,000% not at all what I was implying. It was genuinely the fact that you were injured. And I don't think the slip up was an error. I think not apologizing for it was, so I'm really, really sorry. I came in saying, if I'm gonna win, it's gonna be because of the game I played and not because of the fact that I'm the most likable or the most personable or just buddy-buddy with everybody. So I went full in with strategy, and maybe I did too much of it, which is what I tried to own up to, and I do really feel bad that there was too much of it. But I always wanted to play a strategic game because I love the show and I love when the winner is the one who's the best player.
Okay, thank you, Kara. Next up, Angela.
Okay, so one of the things I find so interesting about Survivor is that the fate of the final three is put into the hands of all the people that you guys voted out to get here. So I just wanted to know what you guys did to put these people on the jury and how you feel like you managed the jury and got people there that you think are gonna vote for you.
Well, first of all, every time I interacted with one of you, I wanted to make like a real friendship, and I think that I did with most of you, if not all of you.
For me, it's actually so I've actually been waiting till tonight to finally be able to talk to you, because I've just been thinking about for the past it's been like 6 weeks or so, it's been like killing me inside. Like, you actually are like, it's not just because you're asking this question, have been like my #1 regret in this game, because we have like mutual friends through like whatever, and with you I'm just like, wow, she would be someone who was so great to work with. But after the merge, I already saw that like Liz was forming a relationship with you, and instead of me like also, what I should have done is reach out to you as well, but I didn't. And my reasoning for not doing it is in my head, I'm like, well, Liz already has her, like no sense trying. Us Maison 4 like have to vote together no matter what. Like, I knew I wasn't going to be voting with you that day, so I didn't reach out to you, and that still has been like killing me this entire game, because you and Tereski were the two people who I had never talked to.
The first question about you specifically, ultimately we just weren't put on the same tribe, and then after the merge, we had a majority, and I just didn't see the need to reach out other than just to be friendly, and I thought it would just be a pointless activity if we knew next you were the next to go. It's one of my biggest flaws, but it's also something that I own. And I'm not gonna I never wanted to just go and like BS people just for the sake of trying to get votes. I wanted to play my game, and I'm pleased with how the post-merge went for me, because I was on the favorable side for every vote. But it does make it hard to manage the jury, because then there's ill will.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you, Angela. Up next, Akshay.
Yeah.
Okay, first things first, good job making it to the final three. That's awesome. We're all Survivor Super fans. We all wanted to be here. You three are here. Second thing, I like you all as people. I want to start with that, because the rest of it may not make me think that I do, but I do. Mitch, perception of you is, one, you didn't really do much. You let Leia kind of do everything. you took advantage of your relationship with her and her relationship with Cooper. You didn't really have an emotion. Like, you would always say, like, yes, I'm really sorry, you're right. Yeah, that's terrible, I feel terrible. Like, the first time I saw you smile was that final Friday. So, because of that, a lot of people felt that you were never genuine with them, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So, and then on top of that, you know, you got a lot of respect because you did stick with your deal with Tarowski, which I don't think anyone thought you were doing. But you also lost a lot of respect in terms of gameplay because it was kind of clear from most people that Tarowski was the biggest threat in the game. So those are the 3 points I want you to defend right now.
I'll start with the last one. I don't regret for a second the deal I made with him. From my perspective, I had an equal chance of beating Leia in the finals as Tarowski. I figured Leia and I played a similar game. She rubbed people less badly than I did, I guess, and that she had Cooper, somebody who would advocate for her on the jury, regardless of whether he said was true or not. They were friends outside the game and he'd have her back. I thought Tarowski also played a good game, so I thought it was a 50-50. My biggest concern was how can I avoid going to a challenge in the final jury to get myself to the end and making that deal guaranteed that I advanced myself to the final 3. With regard to my lack of emotion, you're right. I let the game I got wrapped up in it, and when I get focused on something, I just zone in, and I lose focus about the bigger picture of things, which is why when these last few weeks have been more obvious in the vote, I've had more time to reflect and look back about what I'm proud about and what I'm not. I do have regrets on a personal level about how I played the game because I didn't treat people fairly for a lot of different conversations. I didn't obviously come across as genuine, and I think that's a shame, but I chalked it all up to I want to play a strategic game. With regard to Leia dragging me along, I can't wait to hear what Leia has to say because she knows every bit of my game and she knows that every single decision be made together. And the fact that she chose me to be her main alliance over Cooper, who they've been friends with since freshman year, I think speaks a lot about the way I played this game. But she'll say more about that, I'm sure.
You guys know I'm going to vote for who I think played the best game, and I hope they do too. And good luck.
Well, first of all, I just want to say congratulations to the 3 of you. You all played very good games. Brittany, let's imagine yourself on the jury right now, and you, alongside Tarowski and Mitch, are the finalists. Who would you vote for and why?
I mean, I honestly, it's been a very whirlwind of a week for me, just knowing that there are a lot of original Mila on the jury, especially Mila, who have only been here with Tarowski for when he had his big thing at the double tribal, and that you haven't been here the rest of the game to see the rest. So it's been a rough week, just knowing what I was up against, but I've honestly gone into this with a positive attitude, and I would say myself, I hope people see that for me, it wasn't just a social game for me. I mean, I had week after week, everything I wanted to do. I had plans every week. I don't think you want to hear the details of everything. I had a lot going on.
All right, Tarowski, I actually have a different question for you. I was going to ask something similar to Akshay, but I'll switch it up. So at the merge vote, 4 people went to Rocks for you. But at the vote at 6, you were unwilling to go to Rocks for Liz, knowing that Thal was probably going to flip, Liz was going to go home, and you and Thal were going to be on the bottom. Explain to me your strategy in going 2 versus 3 rather than just having a 50-50 shot at Rocks there.
After all the work that I put into this game for months and months and all of the stress, I wasn't going to leave my game up to essentially a coin flip. So Rocks was not an option for me, as bad as I felt, and I felt horrible. But, I figured I would find a way. Some options that were in my mind at the time was flipping Brittany, just winning immunities, and so on. The way I saw it, I had already been in such deep holes throughout the game, and I always found a way to dig myself out of them. And I figured, why can't I do it again? And I did.
Thank you, Cooper. Liz, you're up next.
My question is kind of, so I think like really a big part of the game, and I refuse to believe that you can completely separate strategy and social game, and a lot of people have talked about that, and I think the way you make people feel is important, and I think I felt you all made me feel really comfortable and reassured because you all told me that I was like repeatedly that I was your number one person, especially you two. And so I guess for each one of you, sort of like why did you feel the need to like reassure me to that extent?
The reason I hyped, you being my number one ally up was not only to make me and Leia seem less obvious. I wanted to mask that as much as possible, and I felt like being public about us made it very not suspicious between me and Leia. And I also wanted to be perceived as a GOAT. I wanted to be perceived as your number two, as if you were dragging me through the game, to take the target off of my back and put it onto yours, which is kind of what happened.
To the me and Fall thing, him and I, the entire game, made a decision to always downplay our relationship as much as we could because we were just afraid that at any point anyone could use it against us. So I felt like I needed to, even though I know that you were with me, but I still felt like I needed to.
Well, Doll and I talked on the phone, I think like the night, I think we were voting Akshay out, Final 8, when I started to tell him things about, like slowly started to like say things about you. Until that point in the game, like you truly were my person. I mean, every red heart we exchanged, you would text me, you're my number one ally, and I like really did believe that because I always was telling you and Leia, like, I am not going to them with Matthew. I wanted Matthew in this game because he was my shield too at the same time. I mean, he was the person I trusted 100. I trusted you guys like 99. And with him, like, he was my person, but I didn't want to go to the end with him. I genuinely, like, wanted to go to the end with you.
First of all, congratulations. We all love this game a lot, and being there, I'm just so jealous of all of you. So, you guys all earned it, and I'm proud of you. Brittany, I'll start with you. We talked a lot about how the perception of you in this game was almost overwhelming to a point where no one ever thought of you as like a legitimate player. And then you made a move. Took an extra vote, but you got Liz out. But I think that perception remained. And I'm curious just if you think you could have done something better to escape that perception, or if that was possible, or how you would have dealt with that if you could do it again. How do you get rid of that perception?
For me, I think the whole perception started in these Maison meetings plus Cooper. Like, it really was, like, we would sit down and then Leia right away would, like, say her strategy. People would chime in, and the strategy she said out loud, like, she would say a 3-2 this and that was the exact that was my exact idea that I've been, like, coming up with in my apartment on the side, and I'm like, yeah, but I was never the one to talk first because I was just, like, always wanting to see what they wanted to say first. Everything that was happening was things that I didn't want to do. But in terms of what happened at 6, like, at that point, I mean, I really was playing my own game, and I spent so long at that table because I really didn't know, like, I love this game so much, and to be willing to go to a 50-50, for me that was a big move on my part because that's how much I just wanted Liz gone in this game in order for me to advance. Sorry, Liz.
Alex, you and I played the entire game together, like start to finish, and I think we made a lot of the same moves, but as different people, sort of different heads of the same brain. You want to say it that way? Just to say that we were thinking on the same wavelengths a lot of the time, but still had to act as separate people, and that created interesting scenarios for us where, for a lot of the post-merge, I was sort of out in front and you were laying low. I was taking a lot of bullets. I took a rock. I drew a rock for you. I voted out Liz for you, and I gave you help at that Final 5 immunity challenge, which ended up sealing my fate. So I'm wondering, was that me being a good player, getting both of us towards the end, or is that just me being a good friend?
It's being a good friend. And I would have done the same for you. And my goal
was for one of us to win this game and to get to the final 3 together. It didn't work out that way, but you know that if the roles were reversed, I would have done all those same things for you.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Best of luck.
To keep with the theme, first off, congratulations. I'm jealous. Mitch. God, I have like 5 questions I want to ask, but I guess I'd say the one thing that's bothered me while I've been watching this whole thing take place is I remember sitting with you, obviously before I had talked to the jury, like before any of this had happened, and when we were sitting together. And we were discussing options, including me and you sitting in the final 3 against Brittany versus one of us sitting against Rehfuss. And at the time, your reason for why you were going to be, like, you honestly, like, look at me, I believed that you could beat me. And the reason you stated to me at the time was jury management. And you did think you were making relationships with people. So I guess I would like to see you defend that a little bit.
Well, I was certainly talking with people during the game, like Fall, like Akshay during those weeks, and whether the relationships were sincere or not is a different story, but you know what we did so well together was we did strategy together. You had some great ideas. I had to do a lot of the talking with some of the Neela group. I was the one that had to go and meet with Alex and Alex to get them to flip that week. How you debate whether a relationship is strong or not is very contextual. Is it strong in terms of how good of friends we are or how good of friends we're going to be? That's up to these guys. I don't know. I just tried to have relationships enough where they would be open to talking to me. And I always told you, it's all like, I always want to have a conversation with you. Same with Akshay. I said every week, I still always want to talk, regardless of whether we're going to be on the same page or not. I wish you were sitting up here, and I think that showed at the last tribal. But I had to do what I had to do to get myself here, and it hurts.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, jury members. I'm now going to turn it back to you guys for one final statement. Each of you will give one last speech to why you think they should vote for you, and why you deserve to be the sole survivor. Take it in the opposite way this time.
I guess I just want to thank you guys again for considering to vote for me, and for just being good friends this whole time. Even though we might have had our differences, and I was rivals with a few of you at various points, you know, this is a game. I was playing it pretty hard, and I hope we can all be friends.
Like, really did come into this game with my personality. I know I got voted like who doesn't shut up, but the thing is, like, I am a very quiet person. I am not an alpha personality at all. I'm that kid who literally just sits in the room and does their homework. Like, that's my personality. And I came into this game realizing it, and as soon as I saw the perception of me, because I was very aware of this perception, I did what I had to do to fight against it, which was going to Alex and flipping on my closest ally and doing what I could. And I think I played a really strong social game. I won 2 challenges, which I was really proud of myself for. Besides Liz, I really didn't betray anyone. I was genuine with everyone. And I think what Liz and I always talked about was I was just simply like a human being, and I was relating to people, and I was forming like true friendships with people. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. These past few months have seriously been like the best few months in my entire life, so thank you for that.
Thank you guys for your questions. It's a relief after weeks of not being able to talk with you guys to finally be able to, you know, try to get back on the same page. I do feel from the bottom of my heart sorry that there's such ill will. I expected it coming into tonight. It matched expectations, but that's okay. I'll get over it. I've always lived my life that life's too short to be bitter. And I won't have any bitter feelings toward anybody after this game, and I do look forward to being friends. In the time being, I just do hope that you guys vote for the player who played the best game. So win or lose, none of us can have any regrets.
All right, well, that is it for you 3. We are now going to get to the vote. Jury, you are voting and casting your vote for the person you think deserves to win this game. not for who you want to vote out. One by one, you will all cast your vote. So, Kira, you are up first.
It gives me great pleasure to, in all ways, shapes, and forms, vote for myself to win Survivor Michigan.
This was always my vote.
All right, guys, for the last time, I'll go tally the votes. All right. A reminder, these are votes for the winner. You want to see your name down. So the votes. First vote. Taraski. One vote, Taraski. Mitch. One vote, Taraski. One vote, Mitch. Taraski. 2 votes, Taraski. 1 vote, Mitch. Taraski. 3 votes, Taraski. 1 vote, Mitch. The winner of Survivor Michigan, Victor's Valiant, Alex.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for voting for me.
You killed me. Thank you.
Honestly, I couldn't think of a better person to go to Rocks for, and I am so glad to see you win after this. So, good job, and I'm so proud of you.
You totally tried to get me not to vote for you tonight because your answers were some ass. Luckily for you, Mitch and Brittany's answers were even worse ass. So, you said you had 18 votes. I hope you have 22, at least by the end of the night. And gotta get one last bit of Hindi in there. Jeetle by Jeetle.
Written this name down a couple times. And I'll write it one more, because I think you played a great game. So you got my vote.
Yeah, I'm really proud to vote for you. Honestly, I had so much fun playing with you, and you were just overall a great player, socially and strategically. I'm so proud that you somehow made it to the end. I think that's brilliant, and yeah, congrats.
Really sucked lying to everybody for the whole game, but also after last week and everything a little bit. But Drowski and I are roommates
and best friends.
I really thought that she was about to say, we're dating.
I thought you were gonna be like Taraski.